Well, I guess it's time. I guess it's time for the amazing Marshy stream. And then I just sat here doing nothing. Okay, I'll get this mouse. Hey. I tried a couple times to get the 5 wins yesterday and lost on the 5th match both times. It was a disaster. Disaster for the Marshy fans. So I think I'm probably going to play good decks today. I don't know what the most watchable good deck is. Oh, like I think Pikachu is the least watchable. I think people won't watch me play Pikachu. Maybe I'll try Misty first. Posted a Misty video yesterday, so no, I won't try that first. How about that? Play Charizard. The one I want to play? Well, thank you, no animation expert. I appreciate that. I think I cut the fossils from this for the Venusaur event because I didn't trust the auto battler not to use the fossils stupidly. So normally I have fossils in here because there's like nothing good to run in those last 2 slots. I know some people like the Arcanine build. That didn't really vibe with me, but anyways, so I usually have some fossils in here just to protect my Charmander while I'm powering it up. But I think I cut them for that Venusaur event, in which case they're probably red cards. I don't know what else they would be. Wow. There's a Charmander. Here's a Moltres. Let's get some heads there, Moltres. Show me the heads. Wow. Alright. I notice my initial flip is tails a lot. Like usually, most of the time. I almost never get a heads on the first flip. I feel like something I'm doing is guaranteeing the tails, but it could also just be confirmation bias, right? Obviously. I don't think we're gonna win this one. Oh. Helps that they do that. Unless they have a second one in hand, right? If they have a second one in hand, probably just lose. In which case, you know, it'd be really nice to have the fossil. But, let's see. No Charmeleon does not bode well for the Marshy fans. Yeah, actually, not having a Charmander or Charmeleon this turn is like guaranteed loss, right? Or maybe I shouldn't try to get 5 wins with this. It's gonna be tilting if this happens on the 5th one. I feel like somehow my camera has moved. I never feel like I'm centered anymore. Is that better? Is that worse? Okay. So if I'd had, yeah, I mean, like we just lose in the spot. Never mind. No, friends don't let friends play Scrumbusard. The weirdest wild deck I've seen so far. Thanks so much for the couple bucks, Balthazar. I appreciate it. Let's try something else. So things I got close with yesterday were Misty and this. So here, we'll try this. Pretty centered to you, but you don't know what a center is? Okay, that's fair. I don't either, so, you know, we're all just doing our best. Oh my goodness. Ooh. Okay, starting coughing is pretty good. Pretty good. Let's try to get those 5 wins for my funny emblem. Jigglypuff? Yay. My least favorite thing about this, well, maybe it's been fixed. I was gonna say my least favorite thing about playing this deck as far as being a streamer goes is the website I used to showcase the decks was having trouble saving lists in such a way that they would show the promo version of a card. Or like a promo card, right? So if you put Jigglypuff in your list on the site, it would show you the genetic apex Jigglypuff and not the promo Jigglypuff, no matter what you did. I think that has been fixed. I like now that I think about it, because when it last came up, someone else brought it up and they said they were going to fix it the next day, and I just haven't played a deck that was relying on the promo version since then, so haven't personally tested it, but I assume if they're saying it's fixed, then it's fixed. Do I get in the 20 or do I start powering up Wiggly? I guess I get in the 20. I guess. This is Kangaskhan with a Charizard on the bench. Interesting. Kangaskhan doesn't seem like it would make any sense in a Charizard list to me, but maybe they just really want an attacker, or a blocker rather. So I think I Sabrina here. The potion doesn't change the Dizzy Punch math unless they... No, it just doesn't, right? Like potion, it still takes 2 heads. Potion would solve it for Giovanni. Like if they Giovanni, they'd only need 1 heads, but like anyways. So I think I'd rather just start chipping away at the threat. Get their blocker out of the way. Look at that big old Charizard. Look at it go. Be really cool. If they retreat it, you know, that'd be sick. I'd be so into it. You should just retreat. But also, if we top decked a Weezing. Yeah, unlucky. What I really don't like about this is I'm kind of in a position to where I'm forced to get us a lucky sleep. Watch streak messages don't work with these two. Hey, thank you so much for the 42 month Schmoopy Daddy. I appreciate it. How are you, my friend? How are you? Do you think that my opponent can get tails on Sleepy Song? If they can, I'm in a really good spot. But if not, I lose. So that's the stakes. That's the stakes we're working with right now. Okay, I can never poison and Wiggly in the same turn here, so. Alright, it's up to you, Wiggly. Show me Tails on Sleep. I'll uninstall if you get heads. I'm out. I'm out. I'm never playing this game again. Worst game I've ever played. Done. Done with this garbage game. On a more serious note, I'm just gonna reconnect real quick because it felt like the sound was off a little bit. Maybe it's better now. You're not getting your steak after that, are you? No. No steak for you. No, just kidding. You can always have steak, Schmoopy. How goes the challenge? Hey, Kui. I have gotten 4 twice. This morning, I'm so far haven't won a game. So like yesterday, I tried twice to just get the emblem, and I got to 4 wins, and then lost the final one with 2 different decks. What do you think? What should I run? What should I play? What's the lucky deck here? Heard new set coming in a few days or no? I do think that a new set is coming in a few days, or it isn't. I think that's true. It either will happen or it won't. That much I know. As far as like, do I know whether or not that's happening? I have no idea. I don't know anything at all. You ran the purple cards? Like this thing? I'm kind of disillusioned with the baby Mewtwo. I'll probably cut that. Put in second Giovanni, right? Yep, yep, yep. I guess I have this fancy stupid Mewtwo. Should I give stupid Mewtwo like, doesn't this look awful? Am I tripping or is this awful? Like, do you guys think this card looks good or it looks dumb? As long as we're going with the dumb versions, let's switch to this one. I don't like this Mewtwo either. You loved baby Mewtwo? Okay. I didn't hate it. It's just like I had a couple matches where I felt like it was nice, and then otherwise when I draw it, I feel like it's been blucky. You hit the Mewtwo extended art. You think the baby one looks okay? You like always running 1 red card? I'm open to the possibility that 1 red card is good for tournaments, right? Like, that's been explained to me enough. You know, people want to run, if you have a red card, your opponent is playing around it the whole match because they get to see your list. As far as like having a brick in my deck, I'm not a big fan of that. So like the situations where red card is negative are few and far between enough that I just don't want to be drawing it, you know. Have you already done a video featuring that deck? Yeah. Believe it or not, I've been posting daily videos, and there are only so many decks to play, so you gotta circle back from time to time. Definitely not going to stop playing a deck forever because I've done it once. See, if this was a Giovanni, that Pikachu would be dead next turn, but only if it stays a Pikachu, right? Here's this. Why not? You never run red card? Yeah, I don't think it's good on ladder at all. I think it, like, I've definitely lost because my opponent red carded me, but just as often I've won because my opponent red carded me. Like, even if it looks like your red card is going to be good, it frequently just gets rid of the cards that they weren't using, right? Like, if your opponent has a bunch of cards in their hand that they haven't played, it's probably because they can't play them or they aren't useful right now. So when you red card, you often get playable cards instead. So, like, I generally just don't think it's a useful card. Oh, hey, Giovanni. Best of both worlds. Look at us go. Look at us go. Let's start powering up the other Mewtwo. Because... oh. I should have retreated. Now they can Magneton me. But I don't think that's gonna matter, right? It might matter a little. But we can for sure get this energy off the field, so now they have to get the Magneton, right? Have to have Magneton and Surge. Use a different deck every match and you will win all 5? Oh. Well, so far so good. I'm gonna go ahead and keep going with the same one. Keep going with the same one. Hey, Trip. You're on an 8-win streak and haven't lost? Wow. You sound talented. I'm a scrub. But little notes for myself to go back, and it makes it easier for me to cut games I'm going to use out of the recording if I put a little note. And every once in a while, I like completely mistype. You know how you go to type sometimes and your hands are placed like one key off to the left or right, and it comes out as gibberish? So like that just happened, and like half of my message was all stupid, full of typos. And every time I do that, I start to go to rewrite it like I would if I was typing something for people to look at. And then I catch myself, and like, I'm the only person who needs to read this, so it doesn't matter if it's a little embarrassing, and so I just leave it. So sometimes my notes are like, Florballs Mewtwo. It's supposed to be first Mewtwo, but it's it's a bunch of extra weird characters and odd spots. I got lucky with the event, but then again, the Mewtwo deck is amazing. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I give it 2 Mewtwo's out of 2. Oh my goodness. Chat, I think we might win this video game. Now here's a spot where red card would not be nice for me. Would prefer my opponent not red card me. But I have both Oaks left still, right? So both Oaks and both Gardevoirs. So I wonder if I was supposed to X-speed there, actually. Like if I was a sweaty tryhard, should I have X-speeded there? I think the answer is probably. Because I don't really need it at this spot in this point, right? But it A, discourages red card, and B, if I do get red carded, then it's one less thing to draw. But yeah, here's the side drive. When the Misty Flare flips tails. I know, right? That's what they get. I never flip heads with Misty. It's crazy. Like, I try not to be too confirmation biased about things, but like, the tails when I flip in this game happens very usually. So like, you know, it's not like it has to be weighted necessarily. I could just be getting unlucky. You know, like somebody is going to be unlucky by the law of like probabilities. You know, if you look at, you know, everybody, somebody's going to basically always get heads and somebody's going to basically always get tails. You know, like that just happens. So that's just how, like, when I play the Misty decks, I'm like, ah, tails first, cool. And it happens over and over and over. But that's the other thing too, is like, I feel like uniquely, I feel like my opponents also usually flip tails, right? Like, sometimes my opponents get a bunch of heads and then like roll over me, but usually when my opponent plays a Misty, it gets tails that I see. Do I want to battle? No. I want to do this event. I just found out I can switch my game language and collect cards in that language, and if I switch back to English, they will still be Japanese. Yep. Here's Mewtwo. Look at him sitting there contemplating the city. That's what I'd do if I was him. Sit there and think about the city. My Stream Elements link that's promoting my YouTube channels has been busted for a while, and I keep forgetting to mess with it. Like, now that I have 2 channels, so I have, this is my, you know, if this goes in the video, right, this will be my Pokemon channel, but I also have, my main channel is a Hearthstone channel. And so I switched, there's a bot in my Twitch chat that periodically promotes my YouTube channel. And I wanted that bot to then give a link for both YouTubes now that I have 2. And for some reason it can't handle it. It like puts me, no matter what I do, it puts the like, it says Hearthstone : and then it gives a link, and then I have Pokemon : and it gives a link. But for some reason, no matter how I set it up, it refuses to not just put Pokemon : as part of the initial link. So I think I need to put it on 2 separate timers. My opponent's got 4 heads on their Zapdos coin flips 2 times in a row. Oh my goodness, they sound so talented. Wish I could do that. Wish I could draw Curlia. My opponent should red card me. That's my opinion. At least my opponent's not doing a lot of damage, aren't they? Like, I didn't even think about the fact that they don't have anything on the bench. Okay. Well. Guess let's start chipping away at that Pikachu. Boop. This Pikachu should consider running more bench Pokemon. That's my opinion. Watch them just drop 3 basics right now. That would be the debate of all time. How do they have 3 billion cards in hand but no bench Pokemon? Isn't it weird? I think it's super weird. Do they have the second potion? 40 damage. They're still never knocking out Mewtwo next turn. So I think we're just good. Oh, hey Curlia. Just in time. Just in time to not matter. I mean, it might still matter later. But like... just in time to not speed up my side drive. Okay, I was gonna be like, are they really gonna retreat Lieutenant Surge and end my career on the spot right now? That'd be brutal. Potion does keep me from being able to just Psychic Sphere that away. So I think that's worth it. Are they gonna send me up a sacrificial Pincurchin? Do you... Obviously, you send up the Pikachu EX to get knocked out when I Sabrina here, right? Pretty sure. Because, like, you need the Raichu to knock things out, but then if you use those energies to knock out the Mewtwo EX, you fall so behind afterwards. But if you send up the Raichu, you can't knock out the Mewtwo ever. So, like, not a good spot for our friend opponent. And since we got to use the energy on our benched Mewtwo, we will definitely be able to attack next turn, even if the Mewtwo EX gets knocked out. So that'll be good. How's Martian been feeling about both YouTube channels? The Hearthstone one has been very easy to maintain with very low amount of time outside of streaming. So, like, it's been easy to kind of... I've been able to put more effort into the Pokemon videos. I think I need to start trying to do more... like, non-gameplay Pokemon videos for the Poke channel, because like the Poke channel definitely needs to grow for me to keep doing it, right? Like, I've been kind of thinking like I need to do a series of more non-gameplay videos to see how that goes, and I need, like, I've been also giving it until more cards come out, right? Preferably these long silences when I edit are so brutal. I get to them, I'm like, ooh. It doesn't feel like that long in my head, but then I get to the editing portion, it's like, all right, that was a little long, Marshy. But anyways, I'm kind of giving it until I've tried more talking videos, and I've tried playing after more cards have come out, because right now the meta is very narrow and more items might change that. And I'm giving it until ranked, right? Because, like, without ranked, it's kind of like there's less inspiration for people to want to watch gameplay. So I have a couple more things to try before I give up on it, but like, if it doesn't improve, you know, it's not worth the time. My opponent is playing the Bulbasaur deck. That's something. Alright, now I have a couple of Mewtwo's, which is perfect for those of us that want to have a couple of Mewtwo's. Next turn, I don't know that I'm gonna... I'll probably knock out the Caterpie if I can. Like, if they don't evolve it, I'll probably just knock out Caterpie. But if they evolve it... Oh. I was gonna say, if they evolve it, do I just, like, start working on the Ivysaur? I think the answer is probably yes. Now I'm wondering why they retreated. Like, wouldn't you rather Metapod soak the hit? And then... I guess you'd have to retreat it as a Butterfree. Huh. This seems like a strange decision to me. It also helps because, like, Mewtwo can't one-shot Venusaur, right? I need chip damage. So, like, being able to get in some chip damage in the meantime seems really strong. That Caterpie is actually pretty good. Too bad the Grass-type EXs are both really bad. The Grass-type EXs just don't have... Like, Exeggutor is bad, because its damage output is bad. Venusaur isn't bad, it's, like... I mean, it's bad with the context, I guess, but, like, making that EX better isn't the solve. What you need to do is give Grass the same energy acceleration that other types have. So like it just doesn't have support. It's not really that it's bad. Like I think the Venusaur EX is actually pretty good, especially considering how strong this deck and the Pikachu deck are, and they don't one-shot it, right? So you can like heal a ton. Is 100 low for the signature attack? It's low if you only think about it in the context of a Pokemon dealing the most damage it can for the least amount of energy, but that's not all the attack does, right? Venusaur has an enormous amount of health, a supporter that heals for a ton, and an attack that heals it too. So, all those things matter. You know what else matters? The fact that I don't have... I do double potion, right? Like, I can't just risk the Giovanni. But, like, not having a Ralts here is a disaster. Maybe it's bad because I play Charizard. The deck is bad. I'm just saying that, like, what the fix to the deck, the reason that the deck is bad isn't because Venusaur EX is bad. The Venusaur EX doesn't have a Gardevoir or a Mewtwo to go with it. That's why it's bad. And yeah, it would have a rough matchup into the Charizard, but everything that doesn't one-shot the Charizard first has a bad matchup into the Charizard. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here, chat, other than lose. Like a stinky loser. Like, we could have won if we had access to the Gardevoir, but obviously we didn't. Brutal. If we get Ralts right now, so you can bring up Mewtwo and it could soak up an attack. Jeez, they're just healing 50 every turn. It's so much. Alright, so this Mewtwo soaks an attack. We top deck Ralts. And then we can Mewtwo twice in a row. And then by that point, they've powered up their second Venusaur and it's just GG, right? This slows them down, maybe? Oh. Well, now I'm just gonna start attacking it now. If you're gonna do that. I was not expecting that. Huh. Did they just throw? I think maybe. I think it becomes a little bit tougher. Let's say 30 and 50. I think I'm only running one. Yeah, I'm only running one Giovanni because of the Mewtwo. So if they still have a line. They still have a line. Depends what they do. Mewtwo without Gardevoir feels really bad, but I guess that is most decks without the ramp. True. True. And see, that's Venusaur all the time, right? Venusaur is all the time a deck. Okay, sick. I didn't want to say it out loud, but like, I still needed to send out. Did I messed up? I messed up actually. I still needed to have Baby Mewtwo active before. But I don't know. I'm in a rough spot. I think finding Gardevoir this late was not great. Yeah, it's over. It's over. Do I play Phobies? What's Phobies? Did I get the 5-win badge? No. It's impossible. Maybe Serena and see if they throw, I guess. I don't know what they could throw at that point, though, because I didn't have anything, like, there's nothing I could trap to power up Baby Mewtwo. Alright, so here's Ralts. That's not Ralts, but this is Ralts, which is great. That's great for me. Phobies game is very nice. Well, I believe you. I believe you. Let's check it out. Phobies. Oh, it's like an RPG? Interesting. Yeah, I haven't played it. So we're up against a Mewtwo that's running the Ghastly times. Something. I'm pretty sure this Ghastly is reused artwork. But I don't remember where the Ghastly is from. A lot more cards have reused artwork than I initially thought. I keep like searching for old cards and being like, oh, that's in Pocket. Like, there's just been, I've seen too many cards over the years, chat. Like 20 years of Pokemon cards, and they don't all stick, it turns out, when they're pack filler. A lot of them do. Like, I recognized a lot of the art on these cards. It's not like I haven't, but you know, there's some like more obscure ones or from periods of the game where I wasn't as tuned in, where I discover later, oh, that's in Pocket. I feel like it's got to be like most of it, right? You like Pokemon Live? Me too. Me too. Those videos didn't do that well. Let's see. I did some videos of Live just to see how well they would do on my Pokemon channel. And I was not super appointed with the results. But then they kind of seemed to do a little better. Maybe a little bit later. Yeah, the Blissey one picked up. Blissey one's doing alright. It's doing alright. Maybe enough to do try it again. Yeah, Pokemon Live is my jam. They just double potion me? No, they single potion me. But unfortunately, single potion was enough. I don't know that this potion necessarily matters, right? Because yeah, it might matter. This attack doesn't matter. I'll watch the guy of the channel. Should I open it or should I keep it sealed? And I've seen a lot of art that I have recognized. So we have a we have a watcher in the YouTube chat whose title is Yo-Yo Mobile Gaming, and they're just listing all of the games they play. That's cool. So you're a mobile game fan, it seems. Boop. Never underestimate the power of overkill, chat. Brawl Stars. Brawl Stars is the DC Smash Brothers, isn't it? Like like Warner Brothers, Smash Brothers, something that's got like DC and it's got SpongeBob. Or am I mixing things up? Did the Nintendo one flop? Which one's what? Yo, Mega Mogwai coming in with a gigantic raid. How are you? How are you doing? How was the Mogwai stream? We're currently trying our darndest to get the 5-win streak thing. And the closest I've been so far is 4 wins. So we're trying to get that elusive 5th win. And I really appreciate my opponent sending up the 2 HP Pokemon here. Really makes me feel safe. OMG gets so rated? Yep. Mod got it with Weezing Arbok in one go, had 1 Wigglytuff EX in it. Oh, nice. Cool, cool. Weezing Wigglytuff is what I got my second 4 win. I tried it with Misty and the water, like Starmie and Articuno deck. I got 4 wins. I tried it with Weezing Wigglytuff, got 4 wins. And here I am trying it with this. Why am I wasting my own time when I could just use this attack and win the video game? Let's go! That's a cute Bulba emote. It really is. If you're watching this in the YouTube video, you'll never know. You'll never know what it looks like. But trust me, it's cute. Alright, 1 win. 1 win down, 4 more to go in a row. Let's do this. You swept with Venusaur, nice. You're surprised Hypno doesn't see more play. Its ability seems really good. Its ability is really good. The problem with it is if you start with Drowsy, you have this like giant, like you're that far behind, right? You can't start with Drowsy because Drowsy has 2 retreat cost. If Drowsy had 1 retreat cost, then you could just X speed out of it, but you're just so far behind if you open Drowsy. Mog hates Misty. Misty is not my friend. Misty likes to get tails when I play it. I love these pics in the back, especially the game covers. Impeccable taste. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Well, this hand is not really doing it for me, chat. Not a fan. I could use a Ralts and a Kirlia. That'd be nice for me. Don't do it. No, get tails. Come on. Just get tails. It's fine. It's fine. You don't need a heads. I don't. No, no, no. Really? Gross. Chat, is our win streak already over? Are we already canceled? Disaster. Thank you, Kirlia. Good to see you. You love to see the Kirlia at this point in the game. Wish my opponent would red card me. Oh my goodness. Disgusting. Disgusting. Rip Martian Stew. Rip Martian Stew indeed. Yeah, this is brutal. This is brutal, chat. If they're gonna get 2 heads on Misty, I should at least be allowed a Ralts. Don't you think? Don't have X speed? Disaster. Disaster. Uninstalling. Uninstalling, chat. It's over. Not the BM. Bam, bam, bam. Wow. You like Magic Arena card game? I like Magic Arena too. I'm not gonna like. I invested in Magic Arena in 2019, right? Like, I spent a lot of time playing. I spent a little bit of money, and I had like, you know, good options in Standard. You know, I had a bunch of decks I could play. Then I didn't play for a couple years over COVID, and when I became interested again and went to go try it, my whole Standard collection was gone, right? And they don't offer you, like, it's not like Hearthstone where you have your pick of several meta decks to, you know, launch you back into the game. You get nothing if you haven't played for a while. I think you get some like crappy theme decks that aren't an actual head start back into the game, right? So I had to buy all new basic land, or all new double colored lands and stuff from scratch, and I just wasn't about to buy the game all over again, you know. So that's why I don't play Arena. Also, they have a mode that appeals to me. It's like Commander, but it isn't Commander. So I think it's 60 card deck and a Commander, and they call it Brawl, which is weird because I'm used to Brawl meaning something different in Hearthstone. But anyways, so they have almost Commander in that game, but it doesn't have a ladder. Like, you have to play casual mode only. It's like, you know, it's like this game, right? Where, like, this game would be more fun if it had a ranked ladder, right? Like, that's something that there's always to earn if you have a ladder. But do I Sabrina here, slow him down a skosh? I think so. It doesn't really slow them down if they have an Electrode, right? So that's maybe a misplay. So yeah, I would play Arena if I didn't have to rebuy into Arena, right? Like, if I could just, you know, play. Hey, Curly Whirly. Same way for me in Marvel Contest of Champions. Hot take, Electrode should have to explode when it retreats for 0. That is a hot take. I'll give you that much. Oh, my opponent is an Eevee gamer. Is today an exclusively Pokemon Small stream, or will Pokemon Big be played as well? Probably just Pokemon Small. Pokemon Small, Pokemon Big. Pretty funny. Pretty funny, pretty funny. Alright, well, ideally, we just get to Side Sphere this Zapdos and then nuke whatever comes up next. We'll see if that plays out that way. None of the card games managed to make a fair ladder. I don't need the ladder to be fair, I just need it to exist. It's more fun to play card games when there's a reason to play them. You know, like, if you're playing with your friends, you're socializing with your friends. As a streamer, I'm talking to you guys, it's kind of fun. And if I'm playing alone, I have the number to work towards getting the number smaller. Then, like, in the early progression for this game, you have a lot to unlock, right? There are all those various missions to do, and so you had a lot to work towards. But then I ran out of those missions, and so you know, playing only does so much for me, right? And the intricacies of the game aren't like strong enough for me to want to play them on their own merits, right? Like, it's just kind of, you play one of the good decks, and then you hope that you draw the right cards at the right time. Like, you hope you don't get screwed by never seeing your Ralts or something. And that's what determines whether or not you win. Well, it's a fair ladder. I don't know. Like, it wasn't worth it for me to break down the context of that. But, like, you know, for me, an enjoyable ladder is one where there are several strategies, all of which are relatively competitive, and there isn't one, like, omega polarizing thing that's just frustrating to, like, run into, I guess. So that would be an ideal ladder for me. What's my record so far? The highest I've gotten so far is 4 wins. I'm currently on a win streak of 1, which is the perfect amount if, you know, you only want to win once. Any Artifact gamers in chat? I never actually tried Artifacts. Have I heard about the League of Legends TCG? I have. It's kind of funny. I was lamenting that, like, pre-COVID, I was kind of lamenting that, you know, paper card game, the era of paper card games was kind of over. Because, like, no one wants to buy a paper card game when they could play the game out of their digital client. And I just kind of felt like the future of card games was going to be in digital. And so, like, paper card games, which is my actual passion, there wasn't going to be a good reason to play those anymore. But for some reason, over COVID, when everyone was separated away from each other, paper card games got really popular all of a sudden. Especially Pokemon, but also especially Commander and MTG. And then, like, suddenly there's this big market for paper card games, and things like One Piece get to take off, and Lorcana. So, like, everyone's, like, ready to drop a bunch of money on card games all of a sudden. And it was not what I was expecting, so it's kind of cool to see that they've survived. And I feel like League of Legends is trying to capitalize on that. They've seen that, like, people want to play Commander and whatever, and so they want to try to get a paper card game going. I have no expectations for their card game. It'll be good or it won't be good. I don't know. I probably won't try it, because, like, Pokemon can be expensive to collect depending on what you're trying to collect. But because of that, it's incredibly cheap to play. If you want to play paper Pokemon, you know, most decks are going to cost you somewhere between $30 to $50. And then there are a couple outlier decks that start to approach $100, right? So, like, $100 is a budget deck in pretty much every other card game, right? Like, every other card game, if your deck costs $100, it's a budget deck. It's like, wow, that only costs $100? But in Pokemon, those are the really expensive ones. So, like, it's hard for me to consider investing in another expensive card game. So my friends and I are playing Commander. So that's, like, my pricey card game. And then I play Pokemon competitively because it's fun. And it's, like, an IP that I love. And it's dirt cheap, right? I could have every deck in Pokemon for the cost of some of these Lorcana decks. So what the reason I say all that is I'll try the League of Legends card game if it's Pokemon prices. If it's Lorcana prices, I'm not even going to try it. I'm not interested. Yes, Martian, but saying that you have to pay $100 to play a game in the first place is quite a big jump for a lot of people. Personally, I wouldn't want to get into a game being told $100 entry fee. Sure. Like, I was saying that Pokemon is the cheap one that you should play because it's cheap, because it's not $100. Like, $100 is an expensive deck in Pokemon, and $30 is the average deck, like 30 to 50. I don't understand your point at all, and I'm like irrationally agitated by it because I feel like you've missed my point, which is that Pokemon is reasonably priced, and decks where $100 is a cheap deck is too expensive to want to play. I feel like you're agreeing with me. Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh is like really expensive, right? Like, isn't that thousands of dollars to play? It's crazy. Does this deck contain 1 regular Mewtwo and 2 EX? It does. It does. 2025 Hollow Knight Silk Song coming soon. Those are words. I haven't played Hollow Knight, but I really should. League TCG will be a Lorcana expensive? I have no idea. I have no idea. I'm just saying, like, I'm not going to try out a Lorcana expensive game. I would try out a Pokemon expensive game. But I'm not going to try out, like, I know that I want to play Lorcana, and I know that I don't want to spend $300 on a deck, right? So I already know I'm not going to play a card game that asks me to pay hundreds of dollars. I'll rephrase. I wouldn't want to try games like Yu-Gi-Oh because of how expensive they would be. I typed it out and sent the message before you had finished what you were saying. I see. Yes, I mean, I agree. I don't want to, like, if I'm limited to 1 budget deck for $100 in a card game, I don't want to play that card game. That was my entire point. But Pokemon, that doesn't ask you to do that. You have like a ton of options that are like 30 to 50 bucks, and then there are a couple things that end up approaching 100, which is great because the reason that they pull that off is because a lot of people who buy Pokemon cards aren't buying to play. They're buying because they have a bunch of discretionary income and they want to find pretty artwork. Like, they want to like collect really cool stuff. So you have a lot of people buying packs for that reason. And because so many people are chasing the rare cards, there's a bunch of like extra copies available as singles for people who just want to play the game. So if you get like the regular version of a card, it's really cheap to play Pokemon. Like, the market is just flooded. Every once in a while, you'll have like an EX that costs $10, and you're like, wow, that's kind of expensive. But then like you look at Magic and, oh, it's only $10 for this card? I guess I'll pick it up. Well, I think my opponent has lost the video game. I'll say that much. Baby Zap, Baby Zap. Martian, did you play Skyrim? If so, do you prefer the Imperials or the Stormcloaks? I did not play Skyrim. I did not have whatever console was necessary to play it at the time. It was probably on PC too. But like, I found out about Skyrim after the hype for it had kind of died down. I didn't really pay attention to games like that when it first came out. And I know that like it's had longevity past its peak, right? Like, a lot of people just love Skyrim and keep coming back to it. But and like do remasters and stuff. But I haven't tried it. Hooray! This event is oof. Yeah, I keep I keep losing on the 5th win, Blue Train. For what I hear, maybe the League of Legends TCG will be like Pokemon, as their cards and a pretty alternative art that does exactly the same as the regular art. See, Lorcana has that too, though, right? They just, like, the rarities aren't spaced in the same way as Pokemon. And also, I don't think people open packs in the same way Like, so in Pokemon, when you open a box, you're gonna get some fancy artwork. You're not gonna open a box and get no fancy artwork. You will be getting some. In Lorcana, you can open a box and get nothing. Like, you'll get cards, right? Like, you'll get like regular cards, but there's every chance that you won't see a single ultra rare card for boxes. So like, that's Disney is not as strong of an IP as Pokemon, and Pokemon always gives you a little bit. If you spend money on a box, you will get some pretty stuff. You will get like something. There's enough pretty stuff that it takes you a lot of boxes to get a specific thing. So, I feel like Disney having a weaker IP and making like the average box is going to disappoint you compared to the average Pokemon box being like, oh cool, I got this, So I don't think it's the same. Well, the reason I bring that up, the Lorcana example, is because League of Legends could go one way, right? They're all card games these days do have regular artwork and some spicy artwork. I think they all do, and at least for the most part. I know Magic has really turned that up lately, but you can set it up so that it's always a fun experience like Pokemon, or you can set it up like super greedy and making it like annoying, sad, a bad investment to try and chase a card like Lorcana, right? So it just depends how they space it. Is 5 wins the max you can get? 5 wins is when you get the 5 wins emblem. So like that's what we're chasing here. You can get more wins. You can keep playing, I imagine. Waiting for opponent to return. Are they over it? Are they over it? They should be over it. What decks have you been playing anything other than Mew for this event? I tried Misty first. So I played the Articuno Starmie deck. I got 4 wins and then lost on the 5th one. And then I played Wheezing Wigglytuff, got 4 wins, lost on the 5th one. And so those were my off-stream attempts. Now I'm attempting to get there with Mewtwo. It stops keeping track, so being a troll is where it's at. I see, very good. You got to 4 wins twice too. Nice. AFK. Yeah, they do appear to be AFKing. At what point is it like your opponent left? Did they just close the app? It's weird that it like leaves me in this position for so long, right? Like, I have to wait so long for it to come back to my turn. Pikachu, easy 5 wins? I believe you. I think Pikachu is the least appealing deck for viewers to watch. So I probably won't try Pikachu on stream. But maybe I will play some Pikachu off stream if I feel like I need to win the event. I also think the Pikachu EX deck is fun. My turn, wow! Your opponent did not return within the allowed time. Sick. Wow! You went 5-0 at 1 AM when the event went live? Nice. Alright, Easy Doo-Doo. Well, my opponent was Easy Doo-Doo. They lived up to their name. Alright, let's find this. Let's get this final match. Can we win 5 in a row with Mewtwo? Or will we get Mew stewed? Why is Pikachu the worst for viewers? The same reason the best deck in the game is the worst for viewers to want to watch in most card games. They're just tired of playing against it, so they don't feel like watching it. Are people having a harder time on this event or the previous one? I think this event requires you to win a specific amount of times in a row. So it's like, it's not something you can just grind out, right? Like the last one was just time. If you spent the time to complete the event, you would get there, right? You could just keep playing and eventually you would complete the timer. It's just, did you devote enough time into the event to get the emblem? That's all the previous event checked, was the amount of time you were willing to spend on the game. It wasn't how good you were playing or anything like that. It was just, what? All right, it's that easy, chat. It wasn't the amount of time you would spend trying to achieve it. So the previous event was like 45 wins, right? Like if at 45 wins, you would get the final emblem. This event asks you to play well, right? So it asks you to play a good deck and it asks you to play it well, kind of, because you have to win 5 in a row. You can't just win an amount of time ever. You know, you can't win once, lose twice, and still complete it. Wow, wow, wow. So, like, this one is technically harder. I think they're both kind of easy, to be honest. But, like, this one is more stressful, especially because the window is shorter. What do we have, like, a week to do this? The other one we had, like, 20 days or something. So, there's that. You have acquired all the emblems of this kind. Look at me go. Congratulations to me, chat. Now what do I want to play, ideally, 3 more decks. So, you guys can tell me while I mess with this if there's a deck you want me to play. Because I'm kind of out of ideas. I'm mostly circling back. And if I could have shiny Charizard, I would prefer that one. But I think I'm more of a Mewtwo fan than a base Charizard fan. Wow. This one kind of looks like it has an afro. Alright. I like this one much more. No stakes in the last one. Yeah, the other one was just gonna be done, right? The other one was you were just going to win you were going to get it at a certain point. It would only check your time. You love watching the Weezing deck? Aggro Arcanine. Venusaur is underrated as it is good into Pika and Mew. It's still objectively worse though, so Venusaur is your suggestion, you guess. I don't think I've had a grass deck do well yet. I could try. What's your grass partner these days, Blue Train? Are you still running it with Exeggutor? Melmetal tends to do well. I could play some Melmetal. So you're still playing full-on Exeggutor. No Giovanni. Seems good. Yeah. Just playing with Exeggutor is so mad to me. I'm kind of not into it. Butterfree's cute. Like, the Caterpie helps you find stuff, so I could do Butterfree Venusaur. I don't know. I think I'd be more into it if, like, a grass deck had ever done well. This is a card I want to play with. This one. What's the Beedrill partner? What do I put Beedrill with? Venusaur times 2, Lilligant times 1. I would never play with Lilligant. Lilligant is bait. Lilligant's the biggest bait. That's my big opinion. About some hot Dragonite action. I am always down for some hot Dragonite action. Anyone figure out Blast yet? Like Blastoise? And Blastoise is just like you put in the Blastoise and then a blocker like Kangaskhan or something. Haven't seen any Victory Bell. Do I even have 2 Victory Bell? I'm not sure I do. I might only have 1. Yeah, I only have 1. Venomoth's attack seems good. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned. Nothing's weak to grass, though, right? Nothing important's weak to grass. Like, are you supposed to run, like, Mewtwo with Beach? I don't know. I haven't really done anything with Amistar yet. Is Amistar anything? During your opponent's next turn, the defending Pokemon can't retreat. It's a little boring. I haven't done anything with Aerodactyl yet. Electros. I haven't played Gengar in a while. I pulled both alternate Gengar the other day. In the same day. It was really weird. Look at this. Okay, so I have this Gengar, and now I have this Gengar. Should I play some Gengar in honor of my fancy looking Gengars? Surely Psychic is somewhere. What's my good Gengar partner? It's sad because like Gengar wants you to play alongside Gardevoir, but that's too many stage 2s, right? Gengar with Hypno? It's just, the Drowsy has 2 retreat cost. It sickens me. And it's 3 Psychic? Man, imagine if this was 1 Psychic, 2 Colorless, and we could actually, like, splash it with something else, like Weezing. Be sick. I don't know. I am kind of unenthused now that I've started playing this, or started putting this together. Where's like, Kangaskhan? That'll be okay. We'll play Kangaskhan. Or should we play Meowth? I think I've done Meowth before. Meowth seems fine. Oh, I haven't done Gyarados yet. I only have 1 of this Gyarados. I'll probably have more of the other one. I think the best content is me just staring at the page, doing nothing with it. Do you guys agree? Kepker was playing Golbat with Gengar. Porqué? So it does like 60 damage to Mewtwo. Is this a red card deck? I feel like it's a red card deck. Shuffle all their useless supporters back into their deck to draw again. Alright, let's try it out. You can sort cards by type instead of number. I find it easier to find my Pokemon that way. Oh, that's a good idea. The best content is making a deck and deleting it. The expectation to see what you're going to play is the flavor. Gengar Psyduck, no supporter cards allowed. I tried that before. I thought it was awful. The Psyduck has low HP and no damage output. Yeah, I think that was like my second Pokemon vid ever. One of the ones that Pocket vid ever. It was one of the ones that I actually posted on my main channel. Here's a Ghastly. Look at it go. Golbat only having 70 HP is such a bummer. Like, you're stage 1. There's no Crobat out yet. Crobat is one of my favorite Pokemon, and I'm sad that they don't have one out yet. But I'm happy that the Golbat is good enough to be considered with no Crobat. Haunter. Here's another Ghastly. So, okay. If I attach active, I can, like, attack with Gengar on curve, which would be nice, I think. Golbat's alternative art in this game is awful to look at. It is, you know, it is certainly something, huh? It is quite the something. Oh, there's a red card. If I lose my Haunter, I'm uninstalling. Uninstalling. Disgusting. Actual cheating. Seen here on the Martian Boo stream. Hate to see it. Boop. Did they forget to attach an energy last turn? No, right? Now we have our silly rainbow Gengar. Look how spooky it is. Sitting there contemplating something. I just now saw in the bottom right, you can kind of see somebody who's coming into the mansion with a flashlight. He's gonna spook him. Would love to draw next speed. I think I might as well attach active to retreat if I'm going to not attack with... If I'm going to not be able to evolve my Ghastly anyway. I actually got brutalized by this red card, by the way. I got absolutely destroyed by the red card. Truly disgusting. Truly filthy, chat. I didn't see you put any energy in your deck. How does energy work in Pocket? So there's an energy zone here that produces an energy every turn, and it automatically sets to the energy that your Pokemon in your deck would need to attack with. Pretty sure if I don't top deck a Haunter right stat now, that I right stat lose. Sick. Alright. This will save us from Sabrina. Which Gengar should we play? You guys want the fancy one or the semi-fancy one? I like this one better. I don't love it. It's a little too sparkly for me. But like I like especially for EXs, I really like the Pokemon to be prominent in a full art. When it's kind of like off to the side a little bit like this is the type of thing that I'd like to have on a shelf. Like the rainbow border one. I'd like to have one of these, you know, for fun of. I think that'd be cool. But like, it feels a little weird to play with. Semi-fancy is prettier. You know what I like more than both of these though is the base art one. I've become so basic lately. So my whole life, I have really valued foil cards. Like, I've treasured having fancy reverse foil decks and stuff like that. In the past year, I have just been hemorrhaging that. I think a large part of it is how greedy the Hearthstone monetization has become. So, like, do I lose? Maybe. Should I try to get 2 Sabrina knockouts? So I could do 100 here, 100 next turn, and then they just knock me out with Jinx the following turn, right? So yeah, we're trying to top deck another Sabrina and get our last knockout that way. It's gonna be sad to lose from here. I could have attached to the Meowth, I guess. Is it weird that I despise the non-legendary signature cards in Hearthstone? No, I agree with you completely. So, like, not only... that's part 2 of, like, my thought process, I guess, is, like, it's become too expensive to keep up with the cosmetics in Hearthstone, but also the fact that so many of the cosmetics don't have text on them, or the text is hard to see in mostly Hearthstone, but also in some other things too. Like, I've started to just really appreciate regular templating. It occurs to me that Sabrina didn't even save me here, huh? We were just toast. Because they could just send up Gardevoir. Alright, does this deck suck, chat? Give it to me straight. I'm kind of not interested in playing it again. Gengar's damage output is too little for how restrictive its attack cost is, in my opinion. We could play some Dragonite. Good old Dragonite deck. Maybe I'll put the potions back in instead of the fossils. The fossils aren't as good in this deck as they are in... Like, I think they're pretty decent in the Charizard deck, but not a fan, not as much a fan for Dragonite. Let me put the potions in. Are you only allowed to play one of the Professor Research cards that draws 2? No, you can play 2. You should play 2. Play base Mewtwo as your Stallmon for Dragonite? No. If I was going to do that, I would just do Snorlax, right? They're both completely unretreatable. So why go for 120 health when I could go for 150? Well, I have the Pokemon to evolve both my Dragonites for some reason. Base has Mewtwo has 2 retreat. Yeah, it's a lot. That's huge. I don't have the energies to put on that. What I like about Articuno is it has 1 retreat, so I can retreat that with the next speed if I want to. But also, I can play Misty with it. So that's what I like about the Articuno. If I was gonna go Mewtwo has 2 retreat costs, it does. It's huge. And Snorlax has 4 retreat. Yeah, I mean, like, they're both bad. Like, they both have too much. So that's why I like the Articuno. It has the 1 retreat cost, and I can run Misty because, like, we have those slots open anyway. Why not? So Dragonite has 3 retreat cost. Dragonair can definitely stand... Oh, my opponent is playing the Dragonite deck. That's so funny. So they just lose. I guess I'm not retreating Dragonair, right? Because we're just gonna like get an X speed, hopefully, and retreat it. Articuno is not great versus Pika, at least. That's true. That's true. But like, all I'm saying is like, if I'm gonna switch from Articuno to another wall, it's not gonna be Mewtwo. Like, if I care about dodging breakpoints, I'm gonna switch to the Snorlax. Like, Kangaskhan is also better than Mewtwo, I think, just because its attack is usable. Like, investing 1, but yeah. This Mewtwo got me 5 wins in a row. Don't think 2 is too much because it dies a lot of the time, and when it doesn't, you draw both X speeds. You draw both X speeds every time it doesn't die. I'm not that lucky. You see, my Dragonair didn't die, and I couldn't even draw 1 X speed. That's the luck I have. That was a wasted Koga? Yes. I don't think it was very good. That was a good Koga, though. That Koga was sick. Under what circumstances do you play a regular version of a card when the EX form exists? So, when the EX and the regular one are similar, like, a lot of the... This is not true at all for regular Pokemon, but for Pocket, a lot of the time, the EX and the basic are very similar. In the case of Articuno, they're not, right? So this Articuno is very different than the EX Articuno, but most of them are similar. So in the case of a lot of the similar ones, there's a good reason to run the EX and the non-EX just because you want to find your evolutions. There aren't evolution tutors in the game yet, so you have to draw an evolved form, and sometimes it's better to draw a worse version of your evolution than to not draw an evolution at all. So like in the case of like Arcanine or Charizard or Venusaur, like any of those things, you can consider playing an evolution just to have an increased chance of drawing the evolution. In the case of this Articuno, the reason the Articuno is in here is to stall while I set up a Dragonite. So it's in here as a blocker. We want it to give up 1 point so that we can then send up another Articuno to block again if we want to, right? So I wouldn't use the EX here because I don't want to just... boy, are we ever gonna lose this game? I wouldn't use the EX here because, like, Articuno stands up to Mewtwo EX just as well as Articuno EX does as far as the second attack is concerned. So, 2 Articuno EX, or 2 regular Articuno can block 2 attacks from Mewtwo EX, whereas the EX gives up just as many points for only 1 attack. Chat, I do not have high hopes for this game, alright? Getting the double tails on Misty was devastating, and not drawing the Dratini was devastating, and that's my story about that. This Articuno needs to survive But you forfeit all electric matches unless you high roll Misty. Now, if the Dratini had been on the board, you know, that Dratini could have 2 more energy on it and be a Dragonair right now. Losing two Articunos early would have been completely acceptable. And like, my criticism of your suggestion is not that there isn't some merit to running a Pokemon that isn't lightning weak and has higher base HP. My criticism is if I'm going to run something I can't retreat with, I'm going to run Snorlax. Oh no, chat's not looking good. So if that gets Tails, it does 60 damage. So I do this, and we potentially survive a turn. Except that now they can just retreat and send up Pikachu EX, right? And we're just toast. So we'll see if they bother. The biggest hiccup I do in this game is I draw first with Oaks, then want to play some Arena and realize I've messed up. You know, I haven't tried the Snorlax version of the deck yet. Maybe I should be playing Snorlax for the funny. Yeah, I mean, like I've already done Articuno Dragonite a ton of times, right? Let's do Snorlax Dragonite. I've never made a video with that. Arbok Pidgeot, choose when you leave or stay. I've played that before. Beep, boop, beep, boop. So, Snorlax. Okay, I was told to sort by type. Wow. I do like that better. Why doesn't it put the 2 Snorlaxes next to each other, though? Why do I have to scroll farther to find the... I guess it puts the full arts on the bottom. Alright, I'll choose the pretty ones. They're kind of funny. We're not attacking with this thing anyway, right? Like, it's not... It doesn't matter that we know what it does. And then... So we're not going to use Giovanni. I feel like I want to put in... another defender, maybe? That Chansey also has a high amount of health. 3 retreat cost, though. A little unfortunate. Red card, blah. More like gross card. More like sick and wrong. I don't know what else I want to put in. Probably nothing. And I hate how bad the trainers are. Can you just throw Onyx into this deck because it's funny over Snorlax? Snorlax is 40 less, or Onyx is 40 less health. Like, Snorlax is 150 HP. So much beef. Why do you have basic Mewtwo in the Mewtwo EX deck just to soak damage? It allows you to soak damage, and it also allows you to... like, it's a damage soaker that also can't just be used to stall behind, right? Because if you just leave the baby Mewtwo alone, it still does 120 damage. So it's pretty good on that front. I'm gonna put the fossils in, I guess. Okay. Yeah, but Onyx has new event art. I've already done that in a video. We've showcased it. Excuse me, oh my goodness. How do the energy pool gods decide which energy to give you, it's completely based on whim. It's completely 100% random. 100% random. Alright, Dratini. You have one turn. What is the current weakest energy type? Is it metal or fighting? Fire has Charizard. Water has Misty Stuff. Grass has Venusaur. That's pretty weak. So far, Grass is losing. Lightning has Pikachu. Psychic has Mewtwo. Dark has Weezing. Colorless has a variety of things. Like, mostly Pidgeot, I would say, is it's like Pidgeot and Wigglytuff. 7 original energy types, including colorless. Them 2 were added, then Fairy was added and taken away, and then Dragon was added. So 10 total types, right? Well, what's weaker, Dragonite or Venusaur? I think Melmetal is okay. I guess I'll get rid of these. They're not doing me any favors right now. Mostly just allowing my opponent to be able to Sabrina around them and hit them with a Rapidash if they want to. It's like, it's grass or metal. Like, fighting has Marowak, which is okay. I also think Onix is underplayed. Is this Persian gonna, like, ruin me, by the way? I think it might. Depending on what it decides to hit. Make me wish I'd left those Helix fossils in my hand. Tails. Easy. Easiest Tails you've ever seen. You don't see what's good about Onix? You can play it with Brock, and it's effectively 2 for 70 on an 110 HP basic. I think it's pretty decent. It's pretty decent. I was about to play Sabrina, but I feel like that's just giving them a free discard. Like, are they going to retreat something to bring the Persian back up? I don't know. We'll see. It looks so slow. I'm not saying it's amazing. I'm saying it's better than Metal and Grass. So yeah, it's got to be Metal or Grass, right? Blaine. This is brutal what's happening to me right now, chat. Absolutely brutal. They never have another Blaine, it's fine. Is Golem a good card? The reason I don't like Golem is Geodude has 2 retreat cost. I think if Geodude didn't have 2 retreat cost, it'd be a little better, but you can't start with Geodude, or else you're behind. But it is decent. I don't think it's bad. Golem is a lot better than you'd think for a card that doesn't see any play at all. Well, this Dratini showed up just in time. I had to use my potions just to keep my Snorlax alive. Okay. Yeah, 2 retreat cost is brutal. Feels so much worse than 1. Yep. No red card? Hopefully. That Charizard is going to attack before my Dragonite does. Have there ever been dual-type Pokemon? Yeah, a few times. So they did a... Like, they first tried it with, like, a Dark Celebi and a Metagross and a Jirachi, where they just had 2 types. They just, like, had a few Pokemon with 2 types. It was always Metal or Dark and something else. So, like, the newish types. Then they did a whole, like, pretty soon after that. I think it was starting the very next set. I'm totally getting my sets out of order, right? So, Ruby Sapphire, Sandstorm Dragon, Aqua versus Magma, Hidden Legends, is that what it was called? And then after that was Fire Red Leaf Green, right? Fire Red Leaf Green, Team Rocket Returns, Delta Species. So yeah, there were Hidden Legends was the one that had the split cards, the first ones. They had the Jirachi and the Metagross and the... Was it really Hidden Legends? Was that the name of the set? I don't remember. But anyways, the that set, whichever one I'm thinking of, the one that premiered with like the set right after Team Aqua versus Team Magma, it had a few of them. Just had a few of them. And then you had Fire Red Leaf Green, which had none. And you had Team Rocket. Yeah, Team Rocket Returns also had some. They had a bunch of split with Dark. Yeah, Team Rocket Returns had some splits too. Okay, so that like all the Pokemon that had Dark in their name were Dark type, and some of them were Dark plus another thing, like the one of the Tyranitars and Ampharos was. Okay. I didn't really think about, like, you always think of Delta Species when you think of dual types, because they were basically all that way. Not basically all, but there was a ton of it. But yeah, so Delta Species, which was the set right after Team Rocket Returns, that's when they started having, like, a whole block where the theme was Pokemon were not their usual type. So, like, the Delta Species program would, like, put... I forget what the exact lore was, but the idea was there were some scientists that were making Pokemon be different types. So I'll put this fossil here to protect my Dratini. So there was a whole block of that where like most of the rares were split type. Like there were just a ton of split types. It was usually metal and something. Yeah, all the split types were metal and something in the Delta Species. They were always half metal. They weren't anything else. You had other things also, like there was a Delta Salamence, so it was water type most of the time, but it had an ability that let you change it to fire. And there was a Scyther that was a dark type that had a ability that I think it's if you had a grass energy attached to it, it was also a grass, so Team Rocket Scyther was that way. And then see, I guess like that was all of that. Fast forward a ton. They didn't do it again for a long time. There was a long period of time where they didn't do it again. And actually, now that I think about it, if I'm counting abilities that change your type, they did the crystals from the E-card series before that. So there's that. Do I have Sabrina here? Meh. So, anyways, fast forward all the way to Steam Siege, which was that a 2016 set? When was that? It's probably 2017 or 2018, right? This tag team. That was XY, so yeah, it must have been 2016. It must have been a 2016 set. So Steam Siege was the first one to not just have the split be dark or metal. So before Steam Siege, Pokemon that were printed with multiple types were always either half dark or half metal. And Steam Siege lets you split anything. And those are the best looking ones too. Like as far as like a split card, the way that those ones looked, I think were the best. And it has my favorite card in it. It has the Mega Mewtwo that's split Psychic and Fairy. Oh, thank goodness. Finally. So I guess we let Snorlax die, right? I don't think they've done it since. Not even once. Yeah, they haven't done it since Steam Siege. Is Hearthstone still dying? I don't think so. Oh! They had a third point. Ah, man, I wanna sign off after that. I'm so stupid. What a waste of time. Definitely don't like Snorlax as much as I like Articuno. But, like, the problem hasn't been, like, me being able to retreat the Snorlax. The problem has been me finding Dratini. I just don't want to play this deck right now. I'm gonna play Sweaty decks for a bit. I'm in the mood to talk and vibe. I don't really want to force an archetype that doesn't work. So I played Mewtwo. Yes. I'll play the Misty Wheezing one. It's like right on the border of sweaty and not sweaty. Uh-oh. Well, no wheezing for me. Your grammar's great, Bricks. Look at that Meowth. Okay, so I see the merits of running Baby Mewtwo. I see the merits of running Meowth. I don't really see the merits of playing them both together, because I don't think you want to cut another card. Would absolutely adore an X speed off the top of my deck. Would love that. Love that for me. I think that'd be just grand. I think that'd be just great. Ow. Interesting. Whoopsie. Sleep hasn't been that prevalent, right? So I feel like a lot of people just aren't going to realize that they can't retreat if they're asleep. Like, if you're new to Pocket, special conditions are pretty limited to some specific Pokemon. So, like, does anything burn or confuse yet? I'm actually not sure. I think I'm not going to evolve this yet because the Jigglypuff can retreat and its attack can be used for one. Do you have high hopes for TCG Live getting better because more players are playing Pocket and getting an interest in Pokemon card game? No. In my view, Pokemon Live... So Pokemon Live is their second digital client, right? They had one, Pokemon Trading Card Game Online, that was a better version of what we have now, except for the card acquisition. So, like... I guess my point with that is I don't think the powers that be have a strong plan or strong understanding of what they should be doing for the success of their digital client. So I don't think that the success of Pocket will have influence on the success of Live. If that makes sense. Just because it's I don't know, it's a skill issue. Why Live sucks so bad. I don't know. Chat, what am I supposed to do here? Okay, getting this Pokeball was good, especially if it results in a coughing. Unlucky. So I guess I spare my Koga, or spare my Weezing. Yeah, this is fine, right? We send up a sacrificial Jigglypuff. Here's this coughing. It'd be better if we still had the Koga, right? Because then we could poison the active Mewtwo and then retreat it. I don't know, maybe I'm gonna soften up the Mewtwo with my Weezing first. And then send up Wigglytuff later. That makes sense. That's how I feel about the Pokemon games too. Like, yeah, I think the problem with Pokemon's IP being as strong as it is you don't have to do something well for it to work, right? The Pokemon is just like there's so much fandom for Pokemon that something is good enough. It doesn't need to be a good thing. So what's up there, Blue Train? I see you've typed some characters into the chat. By Pokemon standards, Pocket is S tier. I mean, like, there's a lot to like about Pocket. I do think that they've done pretty well in a variety of ways with Pocket, for sure. My bad was cleaning your keyboard. Oh, fair enough. Yeah. If we get Weezing, I think we're in a good spot. Unluckers. So if I do 40, doesn't matter. So I think at this point we're just we just need sleep to sleep. And if it doesn't, we're hosed. So just don't wake up. It's fine. Just don't wake up. It's fine. Have you committed Sudoku by retreating with Koga, your last Weezing, Martian? I have not, like, ended the game by way of using a Koga on my last remaining Weezing, no. I have, that is an old ancient trick, though, in paper Pokemon. Like, we've been doing that since the Scoop Up days. I've done it in paper with different cards, plenty. But yeah, I haven't done it in this yet. Hello, Marshy. Good luck on 5 wins. Got there quick with Starmie Kuno and may have gotten 6 heads on my 5th win. We simply do not know. Ooh. I got there with Mewtwo Gardevoir earlier today. I got the 5 emblem with Mewtwo Gardevoir earlier today. And the best part of that is my final opponent saw my Mewtwo and conceded. So it was very climactic. Alright. You always get engaged in the journey of the streamer trying to get 5 wins. And then when you get that final opponent and they just don't even put up a fight. They were playing fighting Pokemon like Hitmonchan and something, I forget. They conceded really fast. Right? And they look at your Pokemon with despair and just dip. That's the ending to the journey that I think everyone is signed up for. I bet next expansion there will be a Steelix EX and an Umbreon EX. I hope Steelix EX is good. Steelix is one of my favorite trading card game Pokemon to play, and they're not very good very often. But wow, this is a game of all time. The original Steelix was one of my favorite cards ever. Love that thing. I'm gonna have to build I have to build a retro deck, like a retro Kabulix deck. I probably have the cards for Neo. I should just do it. I should just put it together. I was coming through my cards yesterday looking for cards for a different format. And I came across all my Steelix and my Brock's Ninetales and my Coppertops and stuff from that era. End of story. Yeah, it'd be sick to have a Steelix. Also, I have more Umbreons than I thought I did. So, original Neo Discovery Foil Umbreon. I thought I only had one. But what I really did is I have two in two places. So I used to think I had two of each of that and the Espeon. And recently I've been like, I guess I only have one. And the problem was I was keeping them in two different spots. So whenever I'd search for each of those, whenever I'd search through each of those spots, I'd discover one Umbreon or one Espeon and be a little sad that I didn't have the two that I remembered. And yesterday I went through both looking for something else. And so I saw that I have two of each, which is awesome because there's an Eevee deck that is playable from like the Neo format. Like it'd be like Gym Heroes through Legendary Collection would be the format I think I would build that for. And Umbreon, like if you have an old foil Umbreon, it's worth something. Like Umbreon is just a really popular Pokemon I've discovered. Everyone loves Umbreon, I guess. All of their like rarest stuff are worth a disproportionate amount to everything else in the set. I think Umbreon, like the Umbreon name, is better for a card on average than the Charizard name, even. Like Charizard, original Charizard, like the Charizard name carries. Like if your card's name is Charizard, it is going to increase the price of it. But that's very weighted towards some ultra rare, like the most ultra rare Charizards and the original Charizard. Like the average Charizard is still going to only be a little bit more expensive than the cards around it. We are going to need a successful sleep flip from this Jigglypuff. If we do not get it, we lose the video game. It could just evolve, but then I'm just like accepting a bunch of damage, so yeah. Just get Tails on sleep. But yeah, and Umbreon is way different. Like all the Umbreons are worth a lot. If they're old, they're worth a ton. Like for some reason, Umbreon is just, it's a nutty, like people just love Umbreon. Please don't Koga. Uninstalling. But okay, so the reason I brought that up is I have those cards and I'm excited that I can build that deck now because I'm never going to be able to buy that deck again. So I'm happy that I still have my old copies. Going second, good for me. Good for me going second. Look at me go, chat. Look at me get there. That is an Articuno EX if I've ever seen one. Pokedex. Okay, so this is the Articuno only deck. I've actually never played the only decks. Like there's an Articuno only deck that still sees some play, and a Zapdos only deck that saw a little bit of play. Hmm. Like, Articuno gets to run Misty, which I think is a huge benefit. The Zapdos has a better attack. And is... I mean, they're both weak to lightning, so it doesn't matter. I don't know, maybe I'll try some solo Zapdos after this. I haven't tried that yet. That's new. What do you run, though? Like, they both have to run Pokedex Handscope, don't they? So, like, what is the Zapdos deck running in the spot that Articuno runs Misty? What even is there? So, 2 Zapdos, 2 Sabrina, 2 Giovanni, 2 Professor's Research, 2 Pokeball, I guess. That's 10. Then you have 2 Potion, 2x Speed, 2 Handscope, 2 Red Card. Then what? 4 of those cards are like... The Pokeball barely matters. The X Speed doesn't matter. Barely matters, I guess. What's that last card? Fossils? Yeah, you could run like 6 fossils, couldn't you? Oh yeah, you could run fossils. You should probably just do that in the Articuno one, right? So in the Articuno one, you could run Helix Fossil, Omanyte, Omastar. That's 6 spots. So you get to cut the Pokeballs, you get to cut the X speeds. Although at that point, do you value the X speeds again? Oh yeah, you could just cut Handscope Red Card. So I guess maybe in the Zapdos we just run Aerodactyl. Do I have 2 Aerodactyl? Maybe I'll run Aerodactyl. Pretty silly. So as a streamer, I get a little stressed out. As the type of streamer that I am, right? Because like it's actually a very good streamer content, but the type of streamer that I am is I play a new deck every day and play until I get enough games with that deck, and then I move on. And so what stresses me out as that type of streamer is if I'm going to put Aerodactyl in a deck, I need Aerodactyl moments. And Aerodactyl moments are very, you know, like they're very fragile, right? Because we have to be in a position to where we've evolved to Aerodactyl, put dual energies on it, and then have them come up and have them matter. Like our opponent has run out of basics otherwise, or they have something on the bench that they really want to power up. And so if I stream with, you know, I get enough raw content for a video, but I haven't actually gotten a good Aerodactyl game yet, then like I just have this funny thing in my deck that's just sitting there and people are expecting something from it and disappointed when nothing happens. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So like that's why like including something like Aerodactyl would stress me out a little bit, but it's probably just fine. It can't be that hard to get an Aerodactyl moment, right? Surely. Get wrecked, Articuno. So if I was going to run the Fossils and Aerodactyl in Zapdos, kind of tempted to cut Pokeball. Do we cut... So we have 2 slots, right? We have 2 slots. because we don't have Misty because we're running Zapdos. So I think there's no reason not to attach this energy. So that's the only Embers. Then what comes out for the Aerodactyls? I think red card is better with hand scope, right? So, and Pokeball, like that's 2 Pokeball to find us 1 Zapdos out of our deck. So I feel like we could cut the Pokeballs. I like how the music changes when you or your opponent gets 2 points. Does it? I didn't notice. Hi Marshy, who is the Wigglytuff in the Hearthstone world? Be like Elysiana, but slightly better than Elysiana. It's one of those cards that you kind of want to be good for some decks, but it's just a little bit not good enough. Okay. I started with my Pokemon in the wrong order again. The music gets tense when you're a point away from losing, and when you're a point away from winning, it's exciting. That's interesting. That's interesting. Pokemon or Helioptile never, excuse me, evolves and then flips heads. In fact, we're gonna extra ensure that by using this. I'll be honest, I play with sound off or music off too. Yeah. I would also, but I've found it makes any dead space in my videos a little bit more tolerable if there's music playing. So this is the easiest way to add music without having to add a whole extra step of overlaying some, just by having it on. I do think the mulligan is a little excruciating. Like, the mulligan kind of sucks with the sound on, right? Bum, 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 bum. And it just, like, goes on forever. Pay attention to how gentle the music is right now. Yep, yep. This one I'm familiar with. But yeah, so we're noting it so we can recognize the change later. Very good. So I hit twice for 60. 10, 10, 10, 10. Giovanni doesn't really change anything, does it? It just means like I wouldn't have to attack to get a knockout. I'm gonna attack to get a knockout, so like whatever. I might Koga my Weezing and try to sleep the Pikachu again. Maybe. Oh my goodness, chat. I never made coffee today. I gotta go get it. Mulligan? Like what mulligan? Yeah, so like mulligan's not the right word for this game, right? So it's like what would be the mulligan step in paper? Although like that mulligan sucks too. So it's not like, you know, that's a good mulligan. But anyways, I'm referring to the step where players are deciding which Pokemon go on the field. So while you wait for your opponent to... I can't believe I have no coffee today. That's crazy. It's actually crazy. So that's what I... Okay, so sorry, before I move on. So during the step where you're deciding if you're gonna have like which Pokemon go where, while you're waiting for your opponent to finish, you just get that very repetitive, annoying music over and over again. So like that's why I don't like the mulligan music. But yeah, before I started stream, I was sitting here like thinking I've forgotten something, but I've remembered everything. So what? Like everything's all set up. There's nothing left to do. What am I supposed to do in this spot? And after a couple moments of not being able to figure it out, I just started stream. How long have I been streaming? I think I made coffee at like probably close to 9 or 10. And what is it? It's like 1:30 now. So that coffee's probably a little burnt. I'm still gonna have some. Ooh, we got the heads, chat. We got the heads. We got the heads. Marshy without infinite coffee is so rare, isn't it? So if all I do is pass back, you've made coughing, get it? That's the best joke you've ever made. Good job. If they get tails again, they get knocked out coming back to my turn, which is great. If not, there's this wheezing to take the damage. Tails, please, for my funnies. Sick. Alright, well watch out for the well, don't play potion. Alright, give me my sweet play. They've played one potion, right? Alright, they still have another one. Hopefully they don't use it. Yay! Look at them flip to wake up even though they're dead. Yeah, it does get more exciting if you're winning, huh? That's pretty cool. Be even cooler if I had a Koga. Wow. I don't think my opponent can win in this spot, right? It's just Jover? I think so. I think it's Jover. I guess they could red card me. I don't have that much left. Like, Weezing needs this Giovanni to get the knockout here, right? Wow. Sleep is so nice, you put the coin lack of luck into the opponent. Oh, yeah, that's true! That's true, if you had to flip heads, sleep would suck! But this game always rolls tails! That's such a good point. That's such a good point! Alright, I'm gonna go get that coffee. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. More powerful than ever. Okay, so we're going to start off with a coughing. This hand is vaguely good. Man, what a vaguely good hand. You love to see it. Absolutely love to see it. My opponent is running a Blitzel. Has the community landed on the perfect partner for Pikachu? Whenever I like show Pikachu lists, people like I get comments of people saying like this is really outdated, and it's just kind of like what their expectation is for me to just play one of the other myriad of Pikachu decks that are identical in what makes them strong, but you know, just running a different throwaway lightning type. Anyways, have we decided on the best possible Pikachu partner? What do we like? Is this the best one? The Blitzel? $30 damage. So it's actually best if I don't Giovanni, right? Because this will result in them being knocked out coming back to my turn. You like Zapdos and Electrode? I used to play... I think the most fun I had playing Pikachu, like, was there was a little bit where I was running in Electrode, Zapdos EX, and then just a single copy of Baby Zapdos because I only had one. I felt like that was just the right amount of basics. I think 6 basics is too few. Hey, Lamp. Double down, just add another Pikachu. Oh, that's what we need to do, is just run 8 copies of Pikachu EX. That's perfect. That's a really good point. I won't lie to you. Alright. Unfortunately... Oh, they potioned. Okay, I was like, wait, did I really miscalculate that much? But yeah. So... that's sad. Sad potion. If I do 50 this turn... nothing changes. Alright. Did I win the 5? I did. I used Mewtwo Gardevoir to do it. I'm liking Pikachu EX with 2 Zapdos, yeah, 2 Zapdos EX, right? 2 Electros and 2 Raichus. Oh, that's a lot. That's a lot of basics. It's a lot of basics and evolutions. I think I'm a 1 or none evolution fan for Pikachus. I guess you could like do a 1-1 line, but then like you're running Lieutenant Surges for just a 1-1 line. You did it with Pikachu? Word. Solid choice, solid choice. Goodbye, coughing. Oh, they're trying to ruin me. I see what you're doing. Let's top deck an X speed. Not that it'll really matter. Guess I prefer coughing or like a wheezing here. Yeah, this could be okay. I hope my opponent remains asleep. Show me the tails. Neat. Hi Martian, hi chat. I have no idea about Pokemon games, but you keep me good company during my late night study sessions, so thank you. Well, thank you for watching, Maria, especially if you don't follow the game. Appreciate you being here. Zipstrika woke up. Good for Zipstrika. I don't want to expose my Wigglytuff to all that damage, but I also... If I Sabrina, they just give me Blitzel, right? Oh. Lamp. Well, unless they get super lucky, they're not knocking out the Wigglytuff, right? So I think we'll be okay. Uh-oh. Opponent has already shown themselves able to get heads, which is a bit of a disaster for the Martian fans. Giovanni will have no bearing on the outcome. Opponent needs 3 heads. Hopefully they're as bad at this as I am. Alright. Alright, so far so good. Oh, good, good, good. Alright. Terrible, terrible. Absolutely. Completely skillless flipping. Disaster. Disaster for the opponent fans. Brr, brr, brr. Tails as always. Real. Real and true. I think that was only 4 games, but well, at least a couple of them seemed kind of long, so maybe it'll be okay. So we were going to play solo Zapdos with stupid Aerodactyl in my deck. And then before I queue it up, I'm going to I'm going to do something. I hate that this disappears. Like, why does it disappear? I need to click it. Oh, we don't have to run Pokedex. That's the filler card people run. Oh my goodness, I forgot about how trash that is. Disgusting. So then Aerodactyl and Old Amber. So what are we cutting? I guess if I just cut Handscope, then now I only have cards that people would play in decks. But I feel like the Pokeball isn't doing anything for me, right? Like I have two basics in the whole deck, and I'm guaranteed to start with one of them. So like, if anything, I don't know. go onesie onesie with hand scope Pokeball. I don't know. I haven't had a lot of like chance to play with hand scope. I kind of like kind of interested. And where's Aerodactyl? Cool, we have 3 of them. For a second, I was worried that I might only have 1, and that would be not so great. Second ball is always dead, yeah. I don't care about that too much, but like the first one is dead half the time, and it's not even that good to begin with. It's like, are we really powering up 2 Zapdos? I doubt it. Tempted to buy a second Mewtwo EX because you don't know when you'll pack it. How much PP do you have? Pack points. How's it going? Or vibing? A bit over 500. How much does the basic EX cost? I haven't checked in a while. Is it 500? I think I have about 500 or 600 dust right now, like the pack points. And I'm saving it for like the last thing that's like gettable that I don't have yet is full art Wheezing. So like I kind of want to not spend it on that Wheezing because as soon as I do, I have nothing to chase out of packs anymore. Like I can pretend there's a chance I'll pull one of the like really fun things like the full art supporters and whatnot, but really I'm just not going to. So like after the Wheezing's gone, the last immersive I don't have 2 of is Charizard. So after I find the Wheezing out of the Mewtwo pack, I'm going to start chasing the immersive Charizard out of the Charizard pack just because I don't have anything else to spend my daily packs on. And then like if I want a full art supporter, I basically just have to craft it. So I feel like it's better to save my points for something like that. It's just where I'm at. I'm just like I'm not making any suggestions to anybody about like what you should be doing. I'm just talking about what I'm doing based off of where I'm at with my collection. Where does the weakness come from? It's right here on the card in the bottom left. You can see it's weak to lightning. You have 2 immersive Zards, you'll give me mine. Sick. Wow. What a waste of good luck. Alright, so we are hoping to pull an old Amber soon. Like, it doesn't really matter, right? We're just gonna, like, roll enough heads and knock something out. And it'll be fine. My opponent is running Cloyster, and they're also running Blastoise. It's a lot of evolutions. Also, I need my second potion if I'm gonna dodge a 2-hit knockout by this Articuno. So it actually could, like, basically have to just get 3 heads on this or lose. Uh-oh. We really do. Is this the end, chat? We either win or we lose this turn. So might as well red card them a few times, right? We have the cards, so we should play them. That's what I've always said. If you have the cards, you should play them. Now they know that I had all these cards in my hand. Alright, it's time. 2 Aerodactyls and a Dream. We've maximized our luck by playing out all those cards. Alright, perfect. Good. Good. On to the next one. I like how we can see previous stages when we click on an evolution, but I wish we could see evolutions when clicking on a basic. True. I'm gonna go dump out this cold coffee and get warm coffee. Forgot to add water to the pot. Okay, starting with Zapdos, surprising everyone. In our Zapdos only when it starts, you know, Zapdos only basic deck, we would start with Zapdos. This is crazy. This is crazy talk. Alright, literally never happened before. Okay. Well, I have my hand scope. I don't have my red card. Where, oh where, is my red card, chat? Probably should have just played Giovanni. No, I played Professor Oak this turn. Never mind. But yeah, next turn, 2 heads and a Giovanni would just win. Ah, rude. Rude. No, thank you. Three heads, let's go. Brutal. You know a deck's good when you go Giovanni, use your tiny attack, instead of using your big attack that you're fully powered up and ready to use, because you know it'll get a knockout. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, chat. Martian needs both potions next turn, and has no ability to find them both. Oh, thank goodness. Yeah, I'll speed. Why not? Why not, chat? Make him use Marina. Have you ever hit 10 cards in hand? Did I just now? If not, then no. This is like a shocking amount of cards in my hand. New Hearthstone event to get the Bob card is out, by the way. Oh, that's cool. Am I playing on an iPad? I am. What do I think of it? I haven't looked at it. I've been playing this game today. Is it cool? Or what do I think of Bob? Bob seems decent. Wow. Well, we've done it, chat. Let's look at that hand. They've got cards that we don't care if they have them or not. So let's go ahead and do this. First Quest and Shame requires playing in Standard or Battlegrounds, no Wild, Keck. Oh, that's funny. Alright, so either I haven't seen an Old Amber for random chance in 2 full games with this deck, or I forgot to put it in. And I just have 2 Aerodactyl hanging out in here for reasons unknown. Wow. It's like a Marinesque card. Right, yeah. Like, what do I think of the card I've seen? Seems decent. The Amber might have melted or something? True. Also, I'm over the Amber. I've decided that I want to put the Pokeballs in because I feel like finding the second Zapdos is important, but also, if I put in the Pokeballs, I can do the, so we did have the Ambers in. That's funny, we just never found them. If I have the Pokeballs, I can do the stupid Pokeball Pokedex combo that I've never done before. So, me trying out stuff that everyone else tried on day 1. I'm gonna go to the restroom, then I'm gonna get my coffee, and then I'm gonna come back. That's good. A little heavy on the eggnog, but I think still good. Sorry if I asked too much, but when you get 2 points, when you get 1 point, EXs are worth 2 points. Everything else is worth 1. And yeah, no, it's definitely ask all the questions, please. Need that. Alright. Managed to find a Zapdos. Shocking everyone. And our only Zapdos deck. Aw. Going second, this could have been funny. Oh, we get to do the combo. Alright, so first of all, let me go ahead and get my other thing. Now we look at their hand. And we decide if they should be allowed to keep it. They have a Pokeball, a Starmie. So they don't have a Misty, which I like, but we know that they can power up their Starmie and get it ready to go. So this is -1 card also. So I think this is just good. I think that's good. Good chance for the new hand to be worse. Now all we have to do is top deck Giovanni and we'll knock out that Staryu. It'll be great. Aww. Zapdos is so cool. As a Pokemon, or you like the card? I am a big fan of the Pokemon. Big fan of the Pokemon. Not only does he look cool, but he's had a lot of decks in the TCG that I've liked. Oh my goodness. I can't believe this card is so awful. The Pokedex card. There's no reason it should be this bad. Like, what if it just let you look at the top 2 cards of your deck and put them in the order of your choice? Just look at the top. So the way Pokedex works in the paper card game is you look at the top and then you can rearrange. You look at the top 5 and you can rearrange them however you want. The I don't really understand why this needs to be hot trash. You know what I mean? Let me peek in their hand first. They have a Greninja and a potion. So they do have a potion. Which prevents me from knocking out this thing, so I'm going to red card them. Just something I never would have done otherwise, but we need them not to have we need them to not have potion to be able to knock them out with this Zapdos here next turn. So don't potion, please. So far, so good. Lapras. Oh, don't. Not like this. Don't have this be the reward for us actually getting value out of our item cards. No! Okay. Oh my goodness, chat. No! They still had it! Brutal. Brutal. We can't win now, right? Like, we needed, Oh my... What a disaster! Why do they just get to be powered up and ready to go? This is brutal for me. Brutal for me, chat. Absolutely disastrous. Disgusting. Fine. You know what? Fine. I leave. I leave bye-byes. Brutalized? Yes, it's not good. People were worried about people abusing starting with a Pokemon function to break the game with these starting only Zapdos, starting only Articuno decks. And it turns out they suck. And they're not that bad. You can win with them, right? But still. Oh, we get to do our Pokédex Pokeball Wombo. Alright. I'm saying it's a Wombo because if I don't say it's a Wombo, then why do I have it in? Right? We're going to Pokédex. And if we don't like the next cards in our deck, we're going to Pokeball. And that's going to adjust them. Alright? We have so much agency. Meanwhile, my opponent is just getting out literally every card in their deck. Why have I seen so much Helioptile today? So my next card is red card, then Professor's Research, then Sabrina. Do I see myself wanting those in the near future? Oh. How do I, like, get this to go away? Okay. Well, I know I don't want the red card. I could save the Pokeball until after I get the research. I already have one potion in hand. I think that's fine. That was a lot of thinking for something that really doesn't matter. Sabrina's before research? Alright, well... never mind. I'll trust you. I'll trust you. Do I mind that, though? Maybe it was fine. Yeah, I think there's a reason people don't really play this anymore. I think there might be a reason people don't really play this anymore. It said 1, 2, 3, are you wrong? I don't know. I don't have it pulled up anymore. I don't think it makes a difference much either way. I feel like there's not really... Oh, look how much damage this thing just gets to do to me. They chip again, right? They're not gonna retreat. One, 3 on the bottom two was how they were arranged. That is a confusing order. Alright, well, very good. Alright, the fact that they're letting me get this knockout is pretty good, right? Because now all we have to do is be lucky when the Pikachu EX comes up. And then we win. And we get 2 shots at that, too. Alright, let's see what's next. Yeah, why is it 1, 3, 2? That's so weird. Okay, so we're gonna get all of that next turn, I guess. Wow. Alright, everyone get ready for the... Oh. I thought we would be facing a Pikachu EX this turn. So now we don't have to get nearly as lucky. I'd be really tickled if they hit my bench Zapdos. So... Potion... prevents them from knocking it out in one hit without Giovanni, but they could have Giovanni, right? They're running a lot of evolutions. I think it's unlikely that they have a Giovanni, but like these could all be one-ofs, right? Like when you see something like this, the person is just putting cards in their deck, so they could still have a Giovanni. There's no real way to know, but I'm gonna assume they don't. Just get 2 heads, please. Come on. Oh my goodness, you big babbling butt! You big stinky butt. Oh! Oh man, the nice part about this is we can start attaching to the bench Zapdos, right? And so like if this one goes down, we still have a chance of being able to pull things off. But like, oh my goodness. The not nice thing is if they have Giovanni, I just uninstall instantly. Okay. So yeah, we need 2 heads on this, then we need 3 heads. Non-negotiable. Two heads, please. All right. Thank you. Thank you. How did the paper videos do? I was wanting to go get back into live and I thought it was interesting. Well, thank you for watching. They did really discouraging at first, but the Wigglytuff kind of recovered. So like, I feel like I could play those more. Tough to say for sure. Maybe I'll try more when a new set comes out. I kind of want to have some like a chunk of pocket gameplay from recent. Like, I want that algorithm to be strong for this channel leading into when we get new cards. I'll probably just play Pocket until we get new cards, and then once there's like a settling down again, I might try live again. Anyways, all of those are easier knockouts than the active Pikachu, so we're gonna go ahead and hopefully they send up Tynamo. Wouldn't that be cute? Give me the Tynamo. I think part of it is that Pokemon Nostalgia is for Gen 1 through 5. Part of what? Part of why the Blissey video would have done well compared to the Terapagos one? Maybe. Well, I guess I win. Bum, bum, bum. But also the Terapagos is a very meta deck, right? Whereas the Blissey Pikachu deck is an off meta deck, as far as the 2 live videos I posted recently. I think people are more interested in seeing stuff they haven't seen before. Okay, first Zapdos win. Look at us go. Alright, my opponent is nice to meet me. Starting Professor's Research, that's okay. Opponent is weak to lightning, that's okay. Going first, that's not very good. I'm not into it. Okay, we get to do our Wombo. So let me do... Well... What if I don't want to do my Wombo? What if I want to, like, save the Wombo for the second Pokeball? I don't want to, like, not play Professor's Research because I'm trying to keep the Pokedex intact, and I don't want to play the Professor's Research and draw Zapdos EX and make my Pokeball instantly stupid and go -1 card on Professor's Research, basically. So anyways, all that said, my opponent can have a turn. Bye, Martian Boo. See you later, Valord. You've been really enjoying all the Pocket videos recently. Well, thank you for watching them. I appreciate it. It is hard for Pocket players to follow the live decks. It's a lot to take in, and I at least played a few months, but I bet you get to try hards who would be interested in both. I mean, like, it's hard for anyone to follow any card game that they're not introduced to yet. I think it's much easier for a pocket player to follow a live video than any other type of player to follow a live video. But like, I'm aware of all this stuff. I'm not like shocked that they didn't do better. It's not like the pocket videos have been doing exceptionally either. But anyways, it was like the live videos were an experiment that I might replicate. But the you know, I didn't have like crazy hopes that they would be incredibly successful or anything. My opponent is playing so many cards in their deck. Oh my goodness. They're playing Kingler, they're playing Vaporeon. Only one heads on Misty. That's, you know, talented enough. I was about to ridicule them for their horrible, horrible Misty luck. But it was really me who was unlucky. Alright, let's see if there's a Giovanni. Okay, so Pokedex actually coming in handy here. If Giovanni is our next card. It's not. It's our third from the top card. So... I feel like what I need to do here is retreat for this other Zapdos, because I need to knock out this thing now. Those things on the bench have 2 retreat costs. But yeah, I want to knock out the Articuno, so I'm going to just leave that active. Is red card my next card, or is it X-Speed? I had it in my head that X-Speed was coming up. Oh my goodness. If red card is my top card, then this play sucked. Oh. We're just getting wrecked regardless. So now if I like misremembered, I guess my plan is to stick with the active Zapdos to chip the Articuno. But if it really is X-Speed off the top again, then I'm going to send up my bench friend and hope to get 3 heads. Okay, cool. I need to like bust out the old pen and paper. That's funny, like, Pokedex was useful outside of the Pokeball interaction. That's kind of cool. I mean, like, who, like, it's up to the fates now if it matters, right? Like, if we don't get 3 heads, we're toasty roasty. 1 heads. Oh, thank goodness. Woo! But yeah, that's pretty cool. Is this video going to be about winning 5 games in a row? I already recorded that video, and now it doesn't keep track of it for me anymore. So, I guess no. Only needed 2 heads. Oh, because of weakness. You're right, you're right, you're right. You know what? When you guys are right, you're right. They don't call me the world's worst player for no reason. Well, 2 heads knocks this out, so I guess I'm not going to Sabrina. Neat. No! Okay, good. Ugh. Wow. Bum, bum, bum. So scary, chat. I'm actually having a bit more fun with this than I was expecting. Like, I hadn't actually tried out Pokedex or anything at all yet, so like, it kind of feels like I'm playing with new cards almost, but also like, Pokedex just is a way to plan out your next couple turns. Kind of cool, kind of cool. I don't think it's very good, but like, it's cool. Second, but that's great for me. I'm so into it, chat. Here's my Zappy Zappy. Alright, I have the duty half of both of my wombos in hand, right? Like, I have the hand scope and the Pokedex. The Garbo cards. Is this the mirror? Does Pokeball shuffle? Yeah. That's why it's the wombo. You can play Pokedex, and then if you don't like what you see, you can Pokeball. Wow. Ah, no one's playing only Zapdos anymore, right? Like, that was a first week type of thing that people were experimenting with. Okay, sick. So let's do our wombo. So Pokedex, do we like what we see? Next is X speed, then is Pokeball, then is red card. No, we don't like what we see actually. So we're gonna go ahead and Pokeball and hopefully get some more interesting things on the top there. Zap. Ooh, hand scope. I had fun with that card. Just getting to see opponents' cards is novelty. Opponents cheating with other Pokemon. They really are, right? We engaged in a Zapdos duel, and my opponent is playing non-Zapdos Pokemon, like a true potato, like a true Scrumbus. Yeah. My opponent is like mind-boggled. Interesting. So they deal 90. Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. Hopefully Giovanni's on the top. Giovanni being on the top would really fix this math for me. Oh, I don't love that. I think it's mostly going to work out, right? Well, so what'll happen is, if I don't top deck Giovanni here, they're just going to retreat and finish it off with Blitzel. At which point, I guess what I'll do is I'll Sabrina and try to hit one of their attackers on the bench. Basically, I think we could also just finish it off with Pikachu if they wanted to. I don't know. I don't know what I'm supposed to do, frankly. Why are we doing this concept with Zapdos in particular instead of... Like, this is one of the few basic EXs that you could do this with. It's like this and Articuno and maybe Mewtwo. Like, you could do as that's your only Pokemon. Okay. So I'm gonna Sabrina. The advantage of Zapdos is its attacks are better than Articuno's. And the advantage of Articuno is you get to run Misty. So that's the, like, those are the two you would do it with, and whatever. Anyways, so I'm going to Sabrina, and we'll either take the for sure knockout on the Zapdos, or we'll hopefully high roll and knock out Pikachu before it can do horrible things to me. Oh, interesting. Oh, red card him. Maybe. I don't know. I don't want them, like, if I play too many of these X speeds and potions, they know that I can't have multiple things, right? That gives them too much information. But I also don't want to, like, if they red card me, I don't want to draw these things again, right? I want to draw, like, specifically potion. And maybe Lapras EX. Yeah, you could do it with Lapras EX too, I guess. Like, you really need a Misty high roll with the Lapras though, because it doesn't have a first attack. I think Articuno would be just like way, not even close better if its first attack was the same as Zapdos' first attack. Well, we really wanted this to be a Sabrina, because that would mean one less heads we'd have to get. Not that any of this matters. Zapdos, 3 heads, please, if you don't mind. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. What a swell guy! Look at him just coming in clutch. You've been behaving so well today, Zapdos. I'm so proud of you. You're doing great. I give you a potato plus. Wow. I think I'd like to get 2 more. And then, if my wife's on her way home by then, I'll probably be done, but if not, I'll try to get another one. Alright, well, there's our Zapdos. We have both Pokeballs, which is the perfect amount. Alright. That draws all of our Pokemon, and also then it does nothing. So, you love to have a brick in your opening hand. What's good, little man? You know, I'm vibing. How are you? Red card just for me? What a sweet potato! What a nice human. This is like the exact same hand, right? Except no Pokeballs. All right, whatever. We're still just gonna win, right? It's that easy. They never expect the double Geo. Literally never. They'll never retreat the Ralts. Oh. Well. Everything that could have gone wrong has. The nice thing still is our opponent can't side drive next turn. So you were right though, they didn't retreat the relics, they retreated the curl. Yeah, that's a good point. So anyways, what my big plan here is going to be to simply get 3 heads with Zapdos and it'll be fine. It'll be perfect. And then it won't matter that they have a Gardevoir, because I'll still have a Giovanni. Actually, it's not like they're gonna potion that thing all the way back to max, is it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you really think about it, Mewtwo. That's what I thought. Zapdos, I believe in you. Alright? I feel safe. I know that you've got my back. I'm trusting you with this. And rewarding you with a potion in advance. Zapdos, you soggy waffle, you big stinky butt. Alright, well, we can't win now. Alright, well, we have a couple of red cards. That's pretty cool. Farfetch'd. Farfetch'd is an interesting choice with Squirtle. I mean, like, I don't know what anyone's collection is like, right? So it could be that this is their best partner. And it's not like it's bad either, right? So, you know, it could be the best option. It just, you know, it's not very tanky, and Blastoise isn't very aggressive, so it doesn't seem like it makes much sense to me. But, you know, if they don't have Kangaskhan or whatever else, these are cards of all time. Alright, so they have a Misty, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that because I don't want any Misties. Did they research? They did. Alright, because I was like, why didn't they Misty? But yeah, he is the other supporter. Make sure I put hashtag ad at the end of the stream. Why? Boop. Ba-dum-bum-bum. Ow! That hurt my feelings. But I think this is gonna work out just fine, just fine. Feels like it has a high chance of being a pretty mundane game, right? I like this art. It's a cute Squirtle. My opponent has so many evolutions in their deck. You'll love to see it. You'll love to see Zapdos roll even one heads. Okay. Alright, Zapdos. One heads would have been fine. Alright. One heads would have been cute. Yeah. There's the Frogadier and the Sea King. Alright, let's see what you got there. Well, what's in that hand? A Misty and a Blastoise. I don't know that it's even worth red carding. With so little left in deck. So we have Pokeball coming up. If I don't want Potion, I can play it. Alright. Zapdos. Come on. Please. One. Thank you. Jeez. Now, like, I'm gonna ask him to get one more heads, and he's going, I just gave you 3. How many more do you want? He's just gonna give me a 0 again. Wasting all those heads. Poor Squirtle. So I need 2 for the Seeking. My opponent's just going to play Giovanni and flip heads on Horn Hazard. And I'm going to uninstall immediately. It will be over at that point. Oh, they don't even need Giovanni. They just need a heads on Horn Hazard. Because I red carded them. They didn't have that before. And they still have the Misty I tried to red card them away from. So it just worked out perfectly for me. Alright. That's all you need to know. Why would you touch there? You already had a Jillian on it. You could have won the game. Alright. Now I have a pretty high confidence that I'm going to win. Because even if this fails, we have another backup Zapdos. Alright, so you're a replaceable Zapdos. And you're gonna get replaced. You big stinker. You big butt. Get some heads. What are you doing to me, Zapdos? Come on. Why does it have to be this way? Does it really have to be this way? I don't think so. I should have Pokeballed. Because what I want next is Sabrina. I need Sabrina more than anything else, and I know I'm not gonna get it. I should have Pokeballed. Whoops. I forgot about the Pokedex thing. That would have been a really good use of Pokedex. Opponent seems to be molding. I don't know why though. Like, did they really close the app? Okay. So now because I didn't play the Pokeball. It's on this benched Zapdos, right? No way! You were so safe! I was gonna say it's on this bench Zapdos to get 4 heads. But now, I don't even have to trust this stupid Zapdos, I'm just gonna come up and use Peck. We're gonna Peck. We're gonna Peck and be fine. Yep. High stakes Pokemon chat. Both players played optimally. Alright. No corrections needed for either player. Nobody did anything wrong. No Zapdos rolled horrible luck times. Alright. Everything was perfect. Perfect content for YouTubes. If I'm gonna do one more, what's the last deck I should do? Perhaps they thought they could lose one more point. Yeah, maybe. Sounds like something I would do. Going first. Ooh. Here comes the Zapdos. Zapdos against Pikachu. I'm going first. This is not great, right? Not great. What you got in there? Let's see it. You can keep that hand, I guess. Yeah, it's not as dead as I like, but it's not like that great either. So it didn't have an X speed in it, so we could theoretically get a Sabrina and set him back a bit. Theoretically. I think we're relying on our friend Bench Zapdos to roll 3 heads against this Pikachu, and that's our path. It's a path to winning this game. You already have all of it. Look at that. So the last card we know they have was Pokeball Magneton Potion. So Potion is the last card we know they have. Potions next, then red card, then research. Alright, that sickens me. So we'll Pokeball it. That other card ends up being Sabrina. Research was second. Oh yeah, I keep misreading it. Why does it have to be in the stupid, confusing order? I think I still Pokeball there, right? Because we really want Sabrina as soon as possible. That's like our highest impact card at this point in the game. But this Zapdos needs to knock out the Pikachu in one hit, and then needs to knock out the next thing in one hit. If it doesn't do that, we lose. Good job, Zapdos. It's always better to be luckier than your opponent, I've found. I think that's the best thing you can do in a game. More important than anything else is just be luckier. So focus on that, chat. All your attention into harnessing the best possible luck. And that will result in won video games. Ow. Those are all equally hard to knock out, right? Not that we have a Sabrina anyway. So it doesn't matter. All comes down to this. Can the Zapdos get 2 heads? Halfway there. What a tease! What a tease, chat. Nobody ever talked to me about Zapdos again. He's dead to me. Absolutely just dead to me. Cool artwork, dude. Thank you. Thank you. Going second. Shocking everyone by starting Zapdos. There it is. You'd have gone for Pokemon Red? Yeah, I think I played Red once finally. When did I do that? I don't remember. But I did eventually play. Oh no, it was Ruby I played. I don't think I've ever played Red. I played Blue. Blue was the game I had when I was a kid. So I chose the versions of games I've played for that wall. The Sapphire was the first game that I played from Gen 3, but I already had a blue cartridge up there, right? So I put Emerald, A, because I like Emerald better. Emerald is probably my favorite game from the Pokemon series of all time. With maybe like Coliseum or Heart Gold, Soul Silver is the competition. But anyways, Emerald is probably my favorite Pokemon game ever. So that's one reason, but also just to switch up the colors so it's not just blue, gold, blue. Because I played Sapphire. But yeah. Every time I go past I got that from a shop in Frankensons. And every time I pass them, I'm like, do I want to go and get like the other cartridge, or like I could get Sapphire, Crystal, and Yellow, and then I could put Sapphire where the Emerald is, and then have Yellow, Crystal, Emerald next to them. Because I have a little bit of space on that wall that needs to be filled also, right? So anyways, those are my musings regarding the Pokemon versions. Yeah, that's understandable. Red was your first one. Word. Emerald's Legacy ROM hack is out in 2 days. What's Emerald's Legacy ROM hack? Basically a balance patch for Emerald that keeps within the spirit of the game with quality of life features. Interesting. More Pikachu. Well, I think going first against Pikachu is kind of a disaster. Little bitty disaster. So, but like, what we do is we just power up the bench Zapdos and hope it high rolls, right? That's what's been working. I just joined. Have you got the 5-0 badge for fighting? Yeah, I got the 5-0 badge. I got the 5-0 badge with the first deck I played this stream, which was Mewtwo Gardevoir. Yep. It'd be a shame if my opponent Sabrina'd my meat shield Zapdos. Now what do I do? I just kind of lose, right? We do that in hopes that they don't have Electrode. Okay. So it looks like they probably have X speed. Or they'll just retreat. Yeah, I don't think it means anything. I think what I'm gonna do is be sad. So we need them not to have X speed here. If they have X speed, I think we lose. If they don't have X speed, then next turn they attach an energy to that Pikachu. No, we always lose anyway. Doesn't matter. Yeah, Sabrina on the bench Zapdos was devastating. Devastating. More lightning. It's the lightning kind of day. But we're going second, so that's nice. Did you get the 5-win streak with the lightning deck you're using now? I did not. I used Mewtwo. Mewtwo Gardevoir. Hi, Blitzel. Its snout looks kind of funny, right? Doesn't really look like a horse. It looks like a pig or a dog to me. This thing's nose looks like a butt. You got yours with Articuno and Greninja? Nice, nice. Tio looks like a plushie. Wombo combo time, chat. Wombo combo time. So they have evolution for that. They have Pokedex, which are running in their Lightning with plenty of evolutions decks. So that just seems like they don't have cards. I think I just leave this, right? Like, this is not very threatening. Except that then they're hitting me with the Zebstrika. And if they got Pokedex, who knows what else is in there, right? So let's not let them have their Zebstrika, I suppose. Is Marshy toast? Find out next time. Pass the deck, please. I think I'm going to gouge out my eyes with a spoon because of this event. I need too much therapeutic help right now. Mewtwo Dex and Pikachu are giving me very cloudy thoughts. Uh-oh. Thank you so much for the quarter, my friend. Okay, so this deck is Zapdos EX and literally every relevant trainer. So, that's what I like. You run the 3 good promo trainers, you run Sabrina and Giovanni, and then you run all the rest of the promo trainers. Just all of them. You run Pokedex, Handscope, Red Card, and maybe that's it. You see a Rhino? It was almost a Rhino, isn't it? Almost a Rhino. I guess I'll Sabrina. This thing's gonna have to sweep. Having lightning weakness is brutal. It's not recommended for this event. It's recommended for this event if you're amazing. Just get lucky. Yeah, it's not the deck I would choose if I was trying to get the most wins in the fastest possible method in this event. That much is true. Look at them using that Pokedex. We're gonna go. So we got a potion, that's great. Needed a potion. And those are cards. It wins games, but it's too dependent on Zapdos high rolls. Zapdos has never failed me in his whole life. Zapdos only ever gets the right amount of heads. Pretty sure. I already forgot what my next cards are. I could go back in my VOD and check. It's like, is the next card Pokeball? Is it Pokeball Potion Giovanni? Don't we just always lose here? No, because we'll have the Pokeball. We'll just play the Pokeball and start powering up the next Zapdos. Or... no, that's exactly what we'll do. Oh. Alright, well, they've done that. Still got Pokeball, which is nice. This potion means that, provided Zapdos isn't a little stinky butt, we will... get to survive a Giovanni-less Peck. So things could be okay. Could be okay, chat. Don't freak out yet. Sick. Alright. That was a really good roll for if we hit Zapdos. So I hope you can do that again. Well, you're going to be dead, so it won't matter for you, Mr. Zapdos. Unless, I mean, they could not have Giovanni. Alright, you might live. I hope you can pull that off again, Zapdos, my friend. I hope you can do that twice. Because if you can't, it'll be a disaster for me. Sweet. Alright, that makes it even easier because now we don't need to high roll this Zapdos. We have 2 Zapdosy chances. So far, so bad. Alright, better than nothing. Way to not be completely useless. You know, if I Giovanni'd there, then I could have pecked this coming turn. My opponent is retreating because... why? Opponent is not retreating. Opponent is confusing. Wow. Alright, friend Zapdos. You only got to get 1 heads. Very minimal pressure, alright? A very basic task to do. 1 heads of 4. 4 chances to get it right. Alright, Zappy. Do that for me. Let's go, 1 heads. You're so good at this game, Zapdos. I'm so proud of you. You did great. No notes. Way to win the video game. Wow. Ba, ba, ba. Alrighty, chat. That is quite enough out of me. You guys have been great. I will see you again someday. And by someday, I mean tomorrow I'm coming back to play Hearthstone, and then I only got 3 videos today, so you do the math from there. One of those videos is going out tonight, and then 2 more, whatever the, you know, whenever I run out of videos is the day that I'll stream Pokemon next. Miss you. Bye-bye.